Alright, so yesterday we did get an announcement about a new difficult event coming to Dokkan. And if you take a look here, it's called Supreme Battle Spectacle. So we can just take a better look here at the actual in-game news, but Supreme Battle Spectacle looks to be what we have been asking for a very long time. Win the epic battle against super warriors and grab the glory. So that's just very, very, very exciting. And we can go ahead and take a look at the image here. Actually, I wonder if could I like take a look at the image better here? I believe what this is this is like, in fact, let me. So Dokkan did go ahead and confirm this, but it looks like this is Supreme Battle Spectacle Dragon Ball Super, right? So essentially this is gonna work exactly like how Ultimate Red Zone does. In fact, I could show y'all again Ultimate Red Zone specifically, but if we take a look there, there are different additions to the Ultimate Red Zone. For example, you see there's Dismal Future Edition, Wicked Bloodline edition, right? We can even see there is Red Ribbon Army edition, movie edition, etc, etc, etc. We even got movies version 2. So this is basically the same thing, where it's like Dragon Ball Super edition, right? So it seems like this is going to be super class difficult content, the blue zone as people used to call it all the time. And this is very exciting. I think that we've been waiting for something like this to happen for a very, very long time, and it is awesome because of the fact that there's characters that really want to fight against these super class pure Saiyan kind of enemies. And today I'm going to go ahead and take a look through the characters that are available in the game and some recommendations that we'll see in some replies of characters that'll be really buffed by this specific Supreme Battle Spectacle, right? I mean, we can see there's going to be a Blue Kaioken Goku boss, a Resurrection F Vegeta boss. That's awesome. This actually should be in the data download tonight. We're gonna get a data download that'll have STRUI Goku's EZA. In the data download, we'll have, you know, some of these other events that were teased as well. But let's hop into the meat and potatoes. What does Super Saiyan 4 Goku say? Small potatoes, whatever. Or actually, that's the opposite of what I want to say. But whatever. You guys get the point here. It also seems like there's gonna be a support memory scattered superhero. So, you know, support memory based off of Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which makes sense because it's Dragon Ball Super, right? But that's cool. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look here at what some people are saying about characters that they're most excited to see get a buffing, and there's plenty of characters I feel like that does match this here. Let's take a look at the quotes. The domain finally has an effect. So yeah, there's two characters here that are brought up, and we can go ahead and talk about them really quickly. I mean, this guy, Fusion Zamasu, has probably one of the bigger buffs from this happening, but let's talk about 13 real quick. So with Android 13, think about this guy. He wants a Goku enemy, right? And he came out and it's like, well, he could actually be pretty good if there's a Goku enemy. This guy gets like, he can get, with a Goku enemy, this bro, you can get like to 1.5 million defense, like start of turn, or even like closer to 2 million defense start of turn, which is really crazy. He obviously also gets buffs against Super Saiyans and Gokus, right? If there's a Super Saiyans, this 50% attack and high chance crit. But if there's a Goku, excuse me, he starts guaranteed critting and gets 100% attack extra, right? Which makes him hit decent numbers considering he could also do a triple super attack, right? Overall, this 13 is pretty good. And even like putting him off the Android team and having him just infinitely stack against the Goku enemy could be really, really like nice as an idea as well. Plus, he will be supporting target Goku, so I don't think there's like a target Goku like team you would really run. I mean, honestly, this team might be a lot better with this kind of enemy now. We'll talk about that later, potentially. But yeah, 13 looking pretty good in terms of buffs. I can't even speak apparently. Just that went on for like 3 seconds. Then we have, of course, Fusion Zamasu here. Now, Fusion Zamasu himself doesn't really get buffs from facing a superclass enemy in his passive. In fact, you know, these guys are Realm of God's enemies, and he loses buffs against Realm of God's enemy. But the thing about this is Infinite Zamasu has this ability. Increase damage received by superclass enemies and superclass allies by 30%. Again, we know how strong that is with Future Gohan. This is a 30% multiplicative damage boost that is separate from literally anything else because it's the actual damage that the enemy would receive, right? So that is like an entirely separate multiplicative buff that most characters don't have because it's like this is like it's only him and Future Gohan that have like this multiplicative damage received, right? So I said Future Gohan, but I mean LR Future Gohan if I said that incorrectly. This Infinite Zamasu is going to get huge buffs because the thing here, this not being effective at all sucks. Honestly, it just sucks because you go to Infinite Zamasu, he still has value to him. He's orb changing, he's supporting and everything like that, but he doesn't really do like that much. I feel like but this guy's providing is a lot extra, though. To be fair, he does, again, give Extreme Class Allies Key 3, which is really good. He's invincible, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe it sounds like I'm capping a little with that, but I think you guys kind of get where it's like he feel like he's missing the extra oomph to make him, like, really, really, really worth exchanging into. And that's obviously because he's missing this huge ability, which now he's going to be able to get in potentially the hardest stages in the game, right? You know, I would assume this fight, 9th anniversary content, like anniversary content, most of the time ends up being the hardest event in the game. This is the 9th anniversary difficult content, so I assume this is going to be very hard, and I am very excited for that. Alright, let's take a look at some of the replies here. Let me refresh one more time, and let's keep a look here. I'm sure we'll see more of Fusion Zamasu. Baby, you know, that is a really good choice. I brought up Shattering the Limit because I knew there's some villains here, but Super Baby 2, again, this guy actually just came out on Global. So the thing about Super Baby 2 is that he gets this massive buff: 6 key, 100% attack and defense, and an extra 40% crit chance if there's a pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyan enemy. That's it. That's all the guy like has to get. But it's like, if the thing about this guy is that makes me happy is that it feels like he's designed like in a way where it's like he's still good without that extra pure Saiyan buff, right? So now that he's able to get that pure Saiyan hybrid Saiyan buff more consistently, he's actually gonna start looking really, really good. And then he has 80% crit chance if you're above the HP threshold, right, at 40%. Then this extra multiplicative stat here, like, this matters. This guy's not ever gonna miss 24 key. He's gonna be nasty. And then he has the giant form in his back pocket. This guy's good. This Super Baby 2 is getting a lot of value right here. This does just make GT bosses a little bit of a better team because Baby gets the buff against pure hybrid Saiyan, which is really, really good. In fact, maybe we'll take a look at GT bosses later, right? Near closer to the end of the video. So yeah, dude, I hope Baby gets a lot of buff from here. Yeah, just villains in general, but you know, just like what exact villains, right? You know, people are interested in. And Goku Black. This is a very, very, very good character buff. I mean, actually, to touch on villains real quick, I believe, you know, if you're talking about specifically villains, the thing is technically they're gonna start receiving more damage, right? That's another thing, because there'll be class disadvantage, right? They're not class neutral anymore. Hopefully the blue zone has a variety of good fights with typings that vary. I agree. And then would be nice if they give us a lot of category missions and time/turn clears. Yeah, I agree so as well. So Goku Black, again, another very, very good character, potential wise, right? The thing about Goku Black is that, again, he got these extra 2 additionals here, right? He gets this additional attack, 2 additional attacks. Each of which have a high chance to become super when facing a super class enemy, but he couldn't get that in Red Zone. We couldn't get that really during Worldwide. There were some events we were able to see this guy cook a little bit, like the Vegeta Blue fight, you know, with the stacking and lowering attack, right? He could actually end up being potentially a good character, actually, if he's able to get like 4 stacks like every turn, and then even when he's transformed, he gets the guaranteed additional that has a high chance to become a super against a super class enemy, and then he has one built in already, but that won't really change. So he's going to be able to get 4 super attacks on turn 1, which is really good, actually, because of how his stacks work. They're multiplicative against his passive. So He could potentially get some pretty good defense levels, honestly. We'll see how hard these events hit turn 1. If there's any, I'm sure some of them aren't going to hit like super hard from turn 1. So in that situation, I could see this Goku Black character end up being a pretty potentially formidable option. He, again, turn 1, he's quite weak though. So we'll see. I mean, if turn 1's hitting for like 500k normals, I'm not 100% sure what this guy's going to be able to do. Only time will tell. Okay, definitely physical Turles as well. Again, another character that really gets help here. I mean, it's less super class and more the fact that we're getting a Goku fight. Goku family. You know, if there's a Goku family enemy, this is not really going to be applicable to superheroes, right? If it's Dragon Ball Super, because obviously going an adult there. But he activates the entrance animation, and then extreme class allies key through an 18% attack for the rest of the battle. That goes like, again, if you have 2 Turles leads, that's 6 key and 36% attack for the entire team at all times. Turles does not have to be on rotation. It's not just Turles, again, for all extreme class allies for the rest of the fight, which is a very nasty buff. The only thing is that, like, you know, with space traveling warriors, like, what are we looking at here? Like, for really good character buffs, like, we see Amon and Raisin. I think Bojack could potentially be a good character, right? If we get like a lot of like full space traveling warriors, I guess Hit. This STR Hit is a good character you can run. That Int Vegeta 50% support is not on space traveling warriors, which does suck. He honestly should be on here. I don't know why he's not. LR Super Baby 2. Vegeta Nappa, right? I mean, you could build an interesting team, right? And then you could also just throw Broly on there, because pure Saiyans, right? You know, like you can run some villain pure Saiyans, which you could just run that 50% support Vegeta as well, if you're able to make a build for him. So yeah, I mean, okay, could be interesting, right? For this Turles, but like all the coolers kind of feel like they've aged out already, low key. So especially like with this 9th anniversary content, that will likely have a power jump. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about. But Turles himself, I mean, even like on another team, him giving this buff, like, yeah, and he's just a floating around unit, is gonna be so impactful. Villains getting extra 3 key like that is just so very impactful in so many different ways. Villains. That's true. Actually, this physical Goku Black, right? So this guy gets an initial that has a great chance to become a super if there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. I mean, it'll increase his damage, but he doesn't stack or anything. Though when he is transformed, he does have an additional that has a high chance to become a super if there's a Super Saiyan God SS enemy. Actually, no, if there's a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan enemy, he launches another additional that has a great chance to become a super. So against like the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta that we see here, he's gonna get potentially quad super attacks, which, you know, could allow him to actually look very powerful as well. There's gonna be a lot of characters I'm very excited to showcase in this new event. That's gonna be super awesome, man. Realm of Gods enemy, I mean, yeah, they're not extreme class, but them getting more Realm of Gods enemies allows them to be super effective, to get the extra 50% attack and defense, right? Which will overall boost their performance across the game, which is good, right? It'll make these guys look better across more difficult events, right? Like you could see a difference in this guy and like slot 2 against Fusion Zamasu than this guy like slot 2 or slot 1 against Omega, obviously, right? Even like just in general, because that 50% buff with the super effective really does boost their damage quite a bit if you have them in slot 2. They could do like a 10 mil into like a 7, 8, so then they're like all super effective, right? It could be interesting. Super 17, I forget, they do get something against super class enemies, do they not? And I was talking about like a target Goku team potentially being really good, because a lot of these characters, where is it? Yeah, he launched another additional super attack if there's a super class enemy for the first 4 turns. Then doesn't get anything against super class enemy here. Yeah, 30% crit chance, which doesn't really mean much, but this additional super attack matters quite a bit, because then he's gonna do 3 attacks guaranteed, which will give him a, so that's 17 plus 17, I can't math, 32%? No, 34%. Actually, let me bring up the calculator. I think it's 54%, right? I'm pretty sure it is 54% chance to dodge just by doing those 3 additionals, if I'm not mistaken. I can't do basic math, y'all. I'm so sorry. That's 51%. Yeah, see, I can't do basic math. But if we get the hidden potential system, that's a 68% chance to dodge from this guy. Which, you know, imagine them getting 4 additionals or 4 attacks, and then they're getting the additional dodge right here, and that's a 68% chance to dodge, and then they get the extra defense raise, extra attack raise, and then again, join forces, target Goku moves, specifically target Goku's villain team. Let's look at who's getting buffed. This guy. I doubt anyone brought this character up, but they do get guard against a Goku, and then 150% extra stats. So against that Goku fight, like, you could have 17s, 13. This character right here, Super Baby 2, gets a buff against Super Class. Just throw Golden Frieza on the team, right? You know, Ma Junior's there, which Ma Junior doesn't get anything from facing a Super Class enemy, right? But still, you can even throw a hit on the team potentially. Like, they actually, what other STR character could you throw on here for hits full passive? I don't know. I mean, this character does like stack. He gets 40% reduction. He has decent stats, right? I mean, I guess he could be okay, but, you know, not the greatest. I mean, easy A2 for this character. Yeah, there's not really that great of a last STR option, honestly, which sucks. I guess you could just throw Cooler in there and he could be like decent. You just have to kind of watch him out, and then you get hits guard ability, which could be cool, but just the thought process there for sure. I mean, you could also dip into join forces. Like, is there a join forces like STR character that you could just throw? I'm sure there is, right? Like GT Duo. Yeah, you could just throw GT Duo on the team, right? And you're cooking. Yeah, just throw GT Duo on the team, right? You know, easy. Come on, that's easy. Turles, yep, again, Turles is gonna be pretty massively buffed here. Turles, difficult. Yeah, oh, someone did bring them up. Awesome. These guys are actually character that no one's going to be talking about, but they, against that Goku enemy, they actually still could be really good. Like, the guard and then the extra 150% stats matters, especially because they're a multi-turn support character. Target Goku is going to get a lot of buffs because, I mean, whoa, no way, they all get buffs against a Goku enemy, right? Can't wait to see what Broly does. I mean, that's fair. Broly does get extra reduction when he's facing a pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyan character, and it is a total of 36%, right? Because it gets this baseline here, then the extra 18% right there. Funny enough, this is like, how this works is it doesn't actually add up to 36% because it's separate phases. It's weird Dokkan math, but trust me, it doesn't actually add up to 18%. It's actually lower than 18%. Like, added together, so it's lower than 36% total, but still pretty good. Then, like, obviously he's gonna be facing a pure Saiyan hybrid Saiyan enemy. He gets the extra additional. I don't think it's gonna be crazy, but if there's like a tech like final phase boss there, he could be interesting-ish, right? I mean, we could always try him out and see what he's gonna be able to do. I mean, I took him in Omega and he actually did okay. Right, I did take him against Omega, so that was cool. Transforming Goku Black, yep. In Goku Black to only take 200k per normal instead of 400k. Yeah, I mean, yeah, turn 1 in Goku Black is going to be still very weak. That we do want to keep that in mind. Extreme as a whole, not necessarily, again, because again, Extreme Class units are technically, like, Extreme Class units that don't have to face like a Goku or a Vegeta or pure Saiyans or anything. In the recent red zones I've been getting, they're Extreme Class, right? So they actually take Extreme Class versus Extreme Class damage, whilst, you know, if it's Super Class versus Extreme Class or vice versa, Extreme Class versus Super Class, which is what we're getting now, they actually will start to take more damage because they are class disadvantage instead of class neutral. Again, I really want to stress that. So Extreme Class units are gonna need to have a higher just defensive ability in order to tank even normals, super attacks, right? So that'll matter. You guys keep this in mind, especially again, this will likely be the most difficult event in the game, so I could easily see power creep in terms of how hard these bosses hit compared to even Dismal Future Red Zone. Okay. Super 17, yep, Turles intro, yep. A lot of people are thinking this here, and I think that's fair. I'm not sure, actually. You would have to, if you're having issues with that stuff, you're gonna have to contact, like, whatever people are, like, how to explain it. That's so you're gonna have to contact people who, like, if it's your Dokkan account, you have to contact Bandai, or if it's your email, you have to contact, like, you know, if it's your Gmail, you have to contact, like, Google, right? You know, that kind of stuff. But okay, let's go ahead and take a look here at just Fierce Battle again and this Shattering the Limit real quick. Let's see what other characters stand out to me that'll get buffs. Again, like GT bosses in general, like, are there characters that'll get buffs against a super class enemy that'll be really good? I don't believe these guys do. Actually, they do have, yeah, dang it, it's so dumb. High chance to crit against Goku, but, like, this should have been dodge, and then this should have been the crit, where the enemy stun or sealed or attack and defense sound. Like, this should have been the dodge, and then that actually would have been good. That is so unfortunate. They're like, yeah, no, you're doomed to suck. I mean, this character, did they get anything? No, the Texan doesn't. This tech baby does get extra stats against a Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan enemy, so that matters as well. Okay. I don't believe these two get anything against the Goku, right? No, they do not, right? They just get something against if the target enemy stun or anything. I mean, 17 gets help, but not really much there. Poor GG bosses, man. The team needs help pretty badly. Let's see who else here. I mean, again, another character that is not extreme class but is getting buffs. Kale and Caulifla units, right? All the Universe 6 Kale and Caulifla units, they're gonna get pretty massively helped right here. Again, Kale, not necessarily herself, but, like, Tech Caulifla on the team, and then you can transform Kale a lot easier, right? Kale's gonna get helped a lot by this event. Even, like, LR Kale and Caulifla, like I said, they're gonna get the additional super attack when facing a Pure Saiyan or Universe Survival Saga enemy. So if any of these characters are both, which I would assume we probably will get, like, a UI Goku. Like, what is it called again? Let's take a look here. Supreme Battle Spectacle, like a UI Goku Supreme Battle stage, right? And that'll just help them build up their dodge faster, etc., stacking up faster, etc., right? So that's gonna help them out, I think, quite a bit. Like, that extra stack for the extra dodge does matter. And again, Caulifla will be guaranteed dodging. Like, the Universe 6 team actually could be really good. Really, really good this time. Because Kabe and Hit added to this team helps it pretty massively. I don't think there's any other character, though. Really, just the Cauliflas. Because I guess this STR Kale gets stuff against Pure Saiyan or Universe, so it's not going to be the additional super. But I don't think she's going to be anything crazy at this point. Probably not, no. Who else here? I mean, just zooming through with my eyes real quick. Let's just take a look here. I mean, don't you get something against a Universe Survival Saga enemy? Yeah, you do get this additional, but again, it also gets a Universe Survival Saga ally, right? Which again, I am assuming it's just covering Dragon Ball Super. So even, like, if you're facing a future Saga ally, like, that'll help you out quite a bit. None of these characters really get anything against super class or anything like that. Just taking a look here. Nope. None of these characters as well. And then again, I'm scrolling through here just to see if there's anything that really sticks out to me, like something against super class or, you know, Universe Survival Saga or something like that. But so far, I am not seeing anything. I mean, let me know in the comments below. This guy. Yeah. This guy is going to be massive. He's already pretty good for the movie bosses Red Zone right now. So, like, I don't know. I'm not sure if he could really be slot 1, like the slot 1 god like he used to be. But again, Pure Saiyan's enemies, he's a Rainbow Orb Changer. He could still be pretty good there, so that's helpful. That Tech God Goku, I do like that quite a bit here. Hirudegarn, I don't believe gets anything against superclass enemies either, so not really that big of a deal for this guy. Who else? I mean, yeah, I'm not really seeing too many characters outside of the ones that we've already discussed, which were honestly the most important ones. Let's continue looking though. I mean, the heroes characters from this year, not a lot of them don't really necessarily have like the buffs that you have to be facing a superclass enemy. And again, if I miss anyone, just let me know in the comments below, anyone that you guys think could be interesting. We have Shattering Limit as well here. Again, we talked about Baby already, so that's not that big of a deal. I'm trying to remember if any of these like other enemies, like the Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Ball Heroes characters, do any of them want to be facing a super class enemy specifically? Let's keep looking here. I don't believe so at the top of my head, to be honest, besides again the Rose Goku Black. He wants to be facing some of these specific enemies, so that is that. Again, let me know if I missed anyone. I probably did miss like 1 or 2 characters. Just a quick refresh here. I think I probably got more responses here. And let me know what you guys want to see from buffs. Thanks y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.